Alright, today's fun project. We're working on a central pneumatic 21-gallon air compressor, and it's model number 47065. Today I'm going to show how to diagnose the pressure switch. The problem I was having here is the tank was running, the motor was running, but the tank would not hold pressure and the gauge was showing 0 pounds, 0 psi, and the pressure switch would not shut off. I have a new replacement. Anyhow, I'll show how this goes in and we'll get to the next step. Okay, I'm going to thread this on. This is the pipe that's mounted into the compressor, and this has internal female threads right here, and it gets threaded on that post. What I did was put on some thread sealant compound to prevent the air leaks. So this sits on here, and I'll start it finger tight. You don't want to strip the threads. You need to be careful as you twist it. Steady there. Nice and steady. I've got a 24 millimeter wrench, and right in this point here is where I'm going to tighten it. I'm going to put this on there once I get this down where it gets snug. So I'll put this on here and start tightening until I feel the resistance that I'm looking for. You want it pretty snug, but you don't want to over tighten it. Okay, I think that's pretty good. And then this has to be in this position here, so if camera guy could get close there. This is where the gauge is going to screw into, so we'll get to that step next. Alright, in this step I want to show we're at the top of the compressor. This is the check valve. The air is pumped in here, down in through to the tank, and then there's a small line that comes off of the check valve which follows around here and goes into the unloader. So this has a coupler fitting, and it's a 1/4 inch. You need to thread that on, and that simply goes right in there. And we'll take a 12 millimeter wrench and get that. Alright, what I want to show now is the pressure shut off, or the air shut off valve is here with the other gauge that goes to the air hose, and that is fed right into here. So I'm going to take this fitting now, thread that in, and then we will tighten that with a 14 millimeter and get to the next. Alright, so we got the switch installed, the wiring's on. The tank works great now. It's charged up and went up to about 115 pounds. We can adjust that if we need to. And alright, what I want to show here is the problem with the old pressure valve. And we take the cover off. I already have the screws loosened. And the way this is held together, there's 4 bolts in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 7 millimeter, and there's a 8 millimeter nut that goes on top. So I took all those, loosened them off. Those bolts slide out, and this whole bottom body here will come out. Now this is concave here. This is concave on the gasket. This fits into there. This is where the problem was on the unloader valve. Right here, it had a hole in it. You can see that. So that got deteriorated. There's a lot of corrosion in here, and this thing dry rotted. You can see it's pretty nasty. So that's alright. The new pressure switch is in. Everything's working great. It's aired up to about 120 psi. I tested it, and the unload valve's working well. It drops down to about 80. The machine kicks back on, pumps it up to 120. There's no leaks. I sprayed these fittings with soapy water to make sure there weren't any air bubbles. Just remember before doing any of the electrical work to unplug the machine. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe and take it easy.